Hi viewers, welcome back to our channel Make Math Easy. So in the last class already we started discussing about the tangents and normals, and also we discussed for some few basic concepts from the straight lines, and how we are going to use the slope concept in the tangents and normals. This also we discussed in our last class. So in this class we are going to discuss about some more interesting problems from the tangents and normals. Okay, so which are purely based on the point of intersection or angle of intersection models we are going to cover in today's class. So let us start with the first one. See this question: find the angle of intersection of the curves y square is equal to 4ax and x square is equal to 4by. Find the angle of intersection for the curve y square is equal to 4x and x square is equal to 4by. So first try to understand the question. They are asking you to find out the angle of intersection here. Okay, so angle of intersection for these two curves we have to find out. Okay, so that means you need the angle between these two curves. So again you just have to recall from the straight lines concept only. So that means when I have a formula with the two slopes, tan theta is equal to m2 minus m1 divided by 1 plus m1 m2. Anyway, whatever you want, you can write m1 minus m2 or m2 minus m1. So now the question comes here is, on what basis I am able to recall this formula? Why I have to go for this formula? Simple thing. So this theta, whatever I am going to write here, is the angle between these two corresponding lines. So I am having the slopes, means I am having a line also there. So that means that theta is nothing but the angle of intersection between the two lines which are having the slope m1 and m2. So here you are given with the two curves indicating that you can find the two slopes. So but to find the slopes, as we already discussed, slope value should not be a variable, should be a constant. So you should first find out the point of intersection also. That is the one more important thing. Okay, so let us make an attempt first to find the point of intersection, and then we will think of the slopes. So how we will find the point of intersection? Substituting elimination method, substitution method, cross multiplication. Like this we learned in our linear equation. So, but these are not the linear equations, but substitution method is the one method which is useful for any type of equations. It is just substituting, bringing the one value from the other equation and substituting in the first equation to get the resultant value. So that's why substitution method will be always useful in any type of equation, whether it is a linear equation, quadratic, biquadratic, whatever it may be, it will be useful. So let us try to simplify this by substituting one in another. So from this, from the first equation I am having y square is equal to 4x. From this I am having y is equal to x square by 4b. Okay. So I am going to substitute that value here. So this will become x power 4 divided by 16b square is equal to 4ax. So x power 4 is equal to 64ab square x. So now I can pull everything to one side. X power 4 minus 64ab square x is equal to 0. The important point that you have to notice here is why I didn't cancel out x power 4 and x here. Simple reason, if you cancel out these two, you are losing one root. Because of that only I didn't cancel. So I can take x as a common here. So I will be getting x cube minus 64ab square is equal to 0. So product of two numbers 0 means either x is equal to 0 or another term is equal to 0. So that means I will be getting x cube is equal to 64ab square. But we need the value of x. So I am sending this cube to the other side. It will become 4 a power 1 by 3 b power 2 by 3. So you are getting the value of x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 4 a power 1 by 3 b power 2 by 3. So that means I have to get the y coordinate also, because point of intersection means both x and y coordinate should be there, right? So when I substitute x is equal to 0 here, I am getting y is equal to 0. And if I substitute the same value here, I will be getting, let us substitute that, y square is equal to 4a into 4a power 1 by 3 b power 2 by 3. So if I do the further simplification, this is 16 a power 4 by 3 b power 2 by 3, because a power m into a power n, a power m plus n. So this is y square, but I need the value of y, which is equal to 4 a power 2 by 3 b power 1 by 3. So till now what we did is we just did the point of intersections. So the one point of intersection is origin, another point of intersection is 4a power 1 by 3 b power 2 by 3 comma 4a power 2 by 3 b power 1 by 3. So these are the 2 point of intersections which will help us to find out the two slopes, and because of which you can be able to find out the angle of intersection. So the tan theta value, if you have to find out, you should first find the slopes, and then you have to use this point of intersection to make the value of slope as a constant than a variable. Okay. So our point of intersections are 0, 0 and 4a power 1 by 3 b power 2 by 3 comma 4a power 2 by 3 comma b power 1 by 3. So let us keep as it is. What I will do, I will just change this equation again to the same original x square is equal to 4by. So now our task is to find out the slopes, and from the slopes we have to bring the information that what is m1 and what is m2. Okay. So let us find out that 2y dy by dx is equal to 4a, dy by dx is equal to 4a by 2y, that is 2a by y. This is our first slope. From the second equation, if I apply the differentiation, I will be getting 4b dy by dx. From this, dy by dx is equal to 2x by 4b, that is nothing but x divided by 2. So I am having slope 1 as a 2a by y and slope 2 as an x by 2b. So let us first find these slopes values at origin point, and then we will find out at this particular point. So m1, dy by dx at 0, 0. I will be getting 2a by 0, which is equal to infinity. Let us find out the second slope. Dy by dx value again at 0, 0 is equal to 0 by 2b. I am getting 0 here. So can you understand anything? You are getting one slope as a 0, another slope as an infinity. So what does it represent? This is the important thing that you have to understand, that the one value of the slope is equal to 0 you are getting, another value of slope you are getting as an infinity. So what does it represents? Simple thing. You can understand that when I say the slope value is a 0, indicating that it is parallel to the x-axis. This is parallel to the y-axis. So that means one line is parallel to x-axis, another line is parallel to the y-axis. Obviously the angle of intersection between them will become 90 degree. Angle of intersection will be equal to pi by 2. So you should understand why we are saying this as a 1 by 2. Simple reason, when you are getting slope as a 0, indicating that the line is parallel to the x-axis. When you are getting infinity, the slope is parallel to the y-axis, indicating that x-axis and the y-axis line are perpendicular to each other all the time. That's why the angle of intersection is pi by 2. Clear? Right. Now, we found at only 0, 0. Let us try to find at this particular point, and let us see what we are going to get. So, now I am going to find the slope 1 dy by dx at this particular point. So just to make my work simple, I will name them as in p comma q. So I will take it as a p comma q. So that means it will become 2a by q. So substitute that 2a divided by q means second point, 4a power 2 by 3 b power 1 by 3. So if you simplify this further, this is 1 by 2, you will be getting 1 by 2 into a by a power 1 by 3 means a power 2 by 3 means a power 1 by 3 by b power 1 by 3. This is the first slope. Now let us find the second slope. Again dy by dx, the second slope at a comma b, p comma q. is equal to x value is p, so that is will become p by 2b. So p is nothing but the first x coordinate, 4a power 1 by 3 b power 2 by 3 by 2b. So this is 2 here, b here for, sorry, denominator will come b power 1 by 3. So you will be getting 2 a power 1 by 3 by b power 1 by 3. So these are m1 and m2 you are getting for the second curve. That means for the second point of intersection. So you just observe here, we are getting one point as an origin and another point as in 4a power 1 by 3 b power 2 by 3 comma 4a power 2 by 3 comma 4a power 2 by 3 b power 1 by 3. So now the important task is, for this you are getting m2 and m1 or m1 and m2. Now you have to find out the angle of intersection between them in this particular formula. Okay, so let us see how to find out that value. You just have to substitute that, that's it. We no need to simplify, do any further calculation. We just have to substitute and simplify further. So dy by, tan theta is equal to m2 minus m1. This is 2a power 1 by 3 by b power 1 by 3 minus this is a power 1 by 3 by 2b power 1 by 3 whole divided by 1 plus m1 into m2. So 2a power 1 by 3 by b power 1 by 3 into half into a power 1 by 3 by b power 1 by 3. Right? Now see the further calculation. Half will get half and 2 will get cancelled out. Here you can just take the LCM, so that we will be getting tan theta is equal to, denominator will become 2b power 2 by 3. The first term will become 4a power 1 by 3 b power 1 by 3 minus a power 1 by 3 b power 1 by 3 will come, divided by 1 plus this term will become a power 2 by 3 by b power 2 by 3. So simplify this further and let us see what we are getting for the tan theta. So if you just observe here, in the both numerator and denominator you are having a power 1 by 3 and b power 1 by 3. You are having some scope of simplification here. So the numerator part will become 3a power 1 by 3 b power 1 by 3 will come by 2 b power 2 by 3 divided by, if I take the LCM here, a power 2 by 3 plus b power 2 by 3 by b power 2 by 3 will come. Right? Now simplify this further. This is equal to 3a power 1 by 3 b power 1 by 3 by 2b power 2 by 3 into b power 2 by 3 divided by a power 2 by 3 plus b power 2 by 3. So you can cancel out this b power 2 by 3 and all. So finally theta will become tan inverse of this value, that is 3a power 1 by 3 b power 1 by 3 whole divided by a power 2 by 3 plus b power 2 by 3. So commonly what we will think is, after seeing this much big angle, is it correct or not? This is the question will come to our mind. So you no need to think in that way. See, every question we may not able to see in our classes, right? It is not necessary that we can see always every question, every type of answer. It's all about whether we are applying the known concept correctly or not, and are we getting are we doing calculation or simplification without any mistake. That is the one important thing that you have to notice, right? So anything also, you just have to remember one thing. First thing, if you are given with more than one curve, you have to find the point of intersection. Once if you find the point of intersection, then you have to make sure that slope value is a constant rather than a variable. And then you just have to make use of the corresponding formulas that we learned in our class 11 straight lines. That is the important thing, okay? Now let us see one more simple question. See this one. Find the equation of tangent to the curve y is equal to x minus 7 divided by x square minus 5x plus 6 at a point where tangent is parallel to x-axis. See the question, find the equation of a tangent to the curve at the point where it cuts the x-axis. Sorry, where it cuts the x-axis. Where it cuts x-axis. Okay. So now see, you have to find the equation of a tangent. So equation of a tangent, if you have to find out, means you should know the slope, you should know the point. Right. First, let us try to make an attempt to find the point here. So see, what they are saying is at a point where it cuts the x-axis. Where it cuts the x-axis means, what does it mean? Just think a minute. Any line or any curve, if it is touching the x-axis, that means what is happening to the y value? It is 0 obviously, right? Because on x-axis y is absent. So if I substitute y with 0 here, I will be getting x square by x square minus 5x plus 6. If you do the further simplification, you are getting x is equal to 7. So that means in this question, the required point is 7, 0. So you just have to understand that what they are actually meaning. And the first thing, to find the equation of a tangent or normal, whatever we required, everything is there or not, that you have to cross it. First thing, you need a point to find the equation of tangent. Second thing, you need a slope of it. So here they didn't give you point. So first I tried to find out the point by using the condition given here, where it cuts the x-axis. When they say it cuts the x-axis means y value should be 0. So I equated, I got value of x and my point is becoming 7, 0. Okay. Now dy by, another thing we need is the slope. So let us try to find the slope of this. We have to use the division rule here. Denominator is x square minus 5x plus 6 whole square. First term will be x square minus 5x plus 6 into x minus 7 derivative will become 1. And the second term is x minus 7 into this derivative will become 2x minus 5. So let us simplify only the numerator part, don't expand the denominator, or even if you leave it like this also, no problem. So our final thing for the dy by dx will be by x square minus 5x plus 6 whole square. See, but you need to find the value of dy by dx at a particular point, and that particular point is 7, 0. Okay. So if I substitute 7 here, 7 square 49, 7 5s are 35 and then plus 6. Second term will become 0 and then same 49 minus 35 plus 6 whole square. So that means this is 49 minus 35 means 14. 14 plus 6 is 20. So I will be getting 1 by 20 as a slope, because 20 by 20 square 1 by 20. Now you have a slope, you have a point. These two are enough to find the equation of the tangent. So therefore equation of tangent is y minus y1, that means y minus 0 is equal to 1 by 20 into x minus 7. So you are getting 20y is equal to x minus 7. If you rewrite that, x minus 20y minus 7 is equal to 0. This is the required equation of the tangent. So the takeaway from today's class is, the first thing, for any finding equation of a tangent or angle of intersection, point of intersection is important. Then slopes are important. Make sure that slope is not a variable, it should be a constant. And the last but not the least, you should use the corresponding correct formula for getting the required solution. Right? So these are the takeaways from today's class. Hope you enjoy this session. If you like this video, try to subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.